Hey guys, tonight we're lighting up a part of history your school never dared to mention, the story of when people first started smoking weed. Spoiler, it's a lot older than you think. Before we dive in, hit that like button if you enjoy the weird side of history, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from, preferably not while experimenting with any ancient herbs. Now dim the lights, grab a snack, and maybe don't light anything flammable, because we're going back thousands of years to the world's first recorded smoke session. You wake up in ancient Central Asia, around 500 BC, somewhere along the Silk Road. The air smells like campfire smoke and mystery. You wander into a tent filled with Scythians, nomadic warriors famous for riding horses, fighting Persians, and apparently getting absolutely baked. Archaeologists found ancient bronze burners filled with cannabis seeds and stones blackened by fire. Basically, humanity's first hotbox. And these guys didn't call it getting high, they called it talking to the gods. Spirituality, but make it smoky. But weed wasn't just for warriors. Fast forward a few centuries, and you find it in India, sacred and celebrated as bhang, a cannabis drink offered to Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction and transformation. People mixed it with milk, spices, and sugar. So yes, ancient India basically invented the first weed smoothie. Meanwhile, in China, Emperor Shennong, the OG herbalist, listed cannabis in his medical texts nearly 5,000 years ago. He prescribed it for pain, menstrual cramps, and, let's be honest, probably stress from ruling a whole civilization. But here's the twist, for most of history, weed wasn't about partying, it was about healing, connecting, and escaping pain in a world that didn't have Advil or Netflix. Even in ancient Egypt, they used cannabis oil to treat inflammation and eye problems. Pharaohs might have been buried with gold, cats, and, yep, a little stash. The real global boom came when trade routes spread through Persia and the Arab world. By the 9th century, Islamic scholars were writing about hashish, a concentrated form of cannabis. Some praised it for creativity and poetry, others called it the herb of madness. Guess it depends who you ask. Then Europe got involved. During the Middle Ages, hemp was everywhere, not for smoking yet, but for ropes, sails, and paper. Without hemp, there's no age of exploration. Columbus literally sailed on cannabis. Let that sink in. By the 1800s, Western doctors rediscovered weed's medical use. Queen Victoria's personal physician prescribed cannabis tincture for her menstrual pain, so technically, the British Empire ran on tea and THC. But of course, the 20th century rolled around and things got complicated. Colonial governments banned cannabis across Asia and Africa, the same places that had used it peacefully for thousands of years. Fast forward again, and it became a global taboo. Until, of course, the 1960s, when we turned from outlawed plant to cultural revolution. From Bob Marley to hippies at Woodstock, the same herb the Scythians smoked in funeral tents became a symbol of freedom, rebellion, and peace. So when did people start smoking weed? The real answer, we always have. Every generation found a reason to heal, to pray, to rebel, or just to chill. Humans and cannabis have been vibing together since history began. Funny, isn't it? The same plant that once talked to the gods now just helps people sleep through Monday. So tell me, if you could share a smoke with anyone in history, who would it be? Drop it in the comments below and hit subscribe, because next time, we're exploring the world's oldest hangover cures, and trust me, they get weird.